So our heroes of Loudwater, we've made our way downriver, fought off some captains and some goblins, and well, maybe it was a captain, some weird blue dude, and rested for the night because we're going to make our way down to Daggerford with these civilians. And as I said in the previous episode, we as we wake up in the morning, we find that there's another boat coming down the river, and I order the rogues to take place at different spots on the deck of our ship, even though it's run aground. And myself and Corbin will go back down into the hold and wait just inside the door for their signal, because I want to scope out and see if this is hostiles or if it's just another merchant boat or whatever. So the other boat comes to, it actually stops, weighs anchor right next to us, and the next thing we hear is hooks being thrown over from the other ship. Looks like they're going to board us. And so the rogues signal us from the deck, and actually the Elevon, the Dragonborn rogue, man, this kid's always coming up with crazy stuff, decides he's going to hide out in the powder magazine for the ship that we're on. It's okay, all right. Wonder what he's doing there. But so the rest of us come up on the deck, and sure enough, there's a captain of the other boat, his lieutenant, and a couple of his other sailors. And they're questioning us, being kind of brash about it. And Cormac's not going to take smack from some naval boy. He was a leader. He was, well, maybe not a leader, but he was a commander in the Lord's Alliance army. I mean, he's not going to take this crap. Who the hell are you? So, admittedly, diplomacy wasn't going very well to start with. And then the captain decides he's going to take myself and Corbin back to his ship for questioning. We're not going anywhere. I mean, Corbin's following Cormac. Just an amazing brother. And Cormac's not about... Sorry about that. Looks like we had someone at the door. But yeah, so this lieutenant and this captain have decided they're going to be taking us over to their ship to try to question us. We're just not putting up with it. So the lieutenant goes to reach for Cormac's shoulder to try to like manhandle him back to the ship. And what the hell? No, we're not putting up with that crap. So Cormac just very gently, very lightly lets out the name Corbin. And as the lieutenant reaches for him, he tries to put his hand on my shoulder, Corbin breaks his wrist. And that doesn't go well at all. And Cormac, the captain has his men draw their weapons, and everything's going nasty. And more men jump over from his ship. So there's like 15 or 16 of them surrounding us now. Some officers, some not. And I tell all of my men, all of the party, don't draw your weapons. Don't do anything. This is between me and the captain. Don't attack. And so we roll up initiative. And Dave, the DM, he's going nuts. This isn't the way it was supposed to go. He's rolling up. It's 20 people, plus a captain, plus a lieutenant. And we got real lucky. Corbin and myself rolled very high on initiative, and I got to go first. And so I let this captain have both barrels. I give him everything I've got. I rolled... I threw my Channel Divinity Guided Strike for my first attack, and I deal something like 16 damage. And I throw in my War Domain ability to attack as a bonus action, and I think I missed on that one, actually. So I ended up only doing like 16 damage. Corbin unloads with his Alpha Strike as well, frickin' hits him with the sword and does 2 punches to the torso and just laying into him, and he doesn't go down. So that's too bad. So okay, we're getting ready to fight here. And we continue around the group, and Izmir folds her arms over her chest and doesn't attack. And Davik, our Tiefling rogue, does the same thing. They're listening. They're not attacking. Meanwhile, in the powder magazine, Elevon has heard what's going on. He's afraid the party's doomed. So he sets himself a bit of a fuse, lights it, and comes out of the powder magazine screaming, "Run!" It's pretty obvious when someone comes out of the powder keg screaming "run," you listen to that person. So every other member of the party starts to bolt. And I mean, they're jumping over the sides of the boat. They're making dexterity checks and acrobatics checks to see how they land okay. And they're running for it. We figure out a little bit of meta gaming. We've got about 30 seconds to make it outside the blast radius of this powder keg. It's going to be nasty. And so they run for it. And they're just running for their lives. Meanwhile, Cormac realizes there's civilians downstairs. He remembers. And with his history, he's not about to let this go down and let them die because of something dumb we've done. So he makes his way into the hold of the ship. While this calamity is ensuing, everyone's running. The captain from the other ship and his men are running and jumping overboard as well. And he makes his way down into the hold of the ship to where the passengers are, and he just starts praying to Tyr. He takes a knee, he lays his shield and his hammer before him, and just starts praying to the gods for protection for these civilians, so that maybe anything they can do to intervene to try to make it so it's not his fault that these men die as well. And as after a couple of rounds of prayer and just throwing his heart and soul, tears running down his beard and mustache, begging Tyr to save these people, a light starts to glow from them. Then each of them develops this bright, bright aura of protection. And Cormac stays down there for the remaining 5 turns and just prays to try to maintain these shields on these people as the ship explodes. And I know it didn't make everyone happy. Corbin's player was very unhappy that his brother had died. Corbin's probably not going to be doing as happily in the future, not as happy-go-lucky of a player. He just lost his brother. Unfortunately, Megalith tried to run the wrong direction, didn't do so good. He didn't make it either. He ran onto the opposing ship, not realizing that the other ship would also explode, being in such close proximity. And he died as well. So the TM actually wrote up a really beautiful notice from Commander Ashley talking about an investigation into the whereabouts of Cormac Lighthammer. And I really enjoyed that character, guys. I haven't had that many characters just outright die on me. And I know it was by choices I made, but I felt that it was in the best spirits of what Cormac would do with his background and his history and the kind of person he was. So, with any luck, the DM will let me roll up another character for the next session, and we'll continue on with the heroes of Loudwater on their way to Daggerford and see what's going to take place from there. And again, thank you so much for joining us. Please comment below if you have anything you want to know about, you want to tell us about. Like and subscribe, and please help spread the word about Tef's Tavern. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.
Well, here's the choice. Are you going to kill him?
Okay.
Are you going to kill him? You got to decide before you tear it if you're going to kill him or not for the next.
Of course, I have to decide before I tear it.
Nope.
Psych. Okay, but here's my problem. I've given Mike the opportunity to leave the boat. He wants to sit there and pray.
Making sure that the civilians stay protected.
So,
I've lost too many men in my past.
I want to resurrect him eventually.
Myself.
that was not cool.